Well, this is the compressors, one of the compressors I have to take out of here, in this unit here. And I've got wants me to take the compressor, 5 horsepower compressor, out of one of these and move it over to his store over here. And I got to get started on that. Looks like got a few miles on it. Looks like an '07. I don't see the sense of using a compressor that old, but that's what he wants, so that's what we're gonna do. You only get 5-7 years out of a compressor, and it's already been, what, 8 years on this one, so that's okay. I don't mind getting paid to do the job twice. Make twice as much money. There's the reclaim. Oh, and I found the soccer ball. Looks like a good one. Not really. I'll throw it down for the neighbor kids. But I'm reclaiming the refrigerant right now. It's R22. Okay, got the wires off of it. I taped the pipes up. I'm sure if he rents his place out over here, he's gonna want another compressor in here. So that's another paycheck. But this old compressor is an old Bristol, and had a cover on it. A little tree growing in here. This thing's old. Look at the fan motor. Oh well, that's what he wants, so we got to do it. Got everything reclaimed. Okay, what I'm doing is draining the oil out of it, and I'm measuring it. And got more. Let's see, old polyester oil. I mean the old, probably mineral oil. And what I'll do is I'll put polyester oil in. This is good stuff right here. And get most of the old oil out of the system. That was close. Down here. Okay, I use this oil can because of these rims, and I can see that I have about this much oil in it, and that's what I'll put back in there in POE 1.5. Well, I did a video on changing the condenser fan motor on this, and I explained to the owner that the compressor just went under a lot of strain, and that probably wouldn't last, and it'd be the best thing to do would be to buy a whole new unit, and he didn't want to spend the money. So the old compressor that was in there, it ran for, I don't know how long it's been, you know, so many weeks now, and the compressor failed on it. So he doesn't want a new compressor. He's got an old air conditioner that he wants me to take the compressor out of and move it over here. So that compressor, he thinks it's a good compressor. I tried to talk him out of it, but it's it's about 8 years old. It's an old Bristol. And I just pulled it out of the unit over there. It's a 5 ton heavy thing. But yeah, it's old. It's gonna last like a week if we're lucky, 2 weeks. It's rusting out on it. It's not in good shape at all. But he insisted that I put this compressor in, so I'm gonna put it in. It's a paycheck. Didn't want to, but that's what he wants. Tried to talk him out of it, but in his mind he thinks this is a good, viable compressor. Well, he didn't want to spend I think the new compressor was like $800 and something, and he didn't want to spend that money because he had this one, so he just wanted to spend the money for me to install it, which is what's going to happen. Is he's going to spend a few $100s for me to install it, and then it'll last until August maybe, and then he'll be paying me again to install the new one. So it's not worth trying to save money sometimes. And I mean, if he had done what I told him, changed the unit, he wouldn't be having this problem and next month's problem too. Alright, I get started now. Well, I'm reclaiming it now. It's an empty tank that I got my soldering equipment out. Got to change the oil on the vacuum pump. Got to put oil in this old compressor, and I got to take the old compressor out. This thing is so worn that I couldn't read anything off the compressor. I had to get the Goodman nameplate and go online and get the size of the compressor in there. It's a 5 horsepower, 5 ton. But I got a nice comfortable day today. A half shade anyhow. Not on a hot roof. Okay, I got the compressor in. Running nitrogen through it, the line here. And what I did, this pipe was sticking up and going over. And I turned it sideways. I cut it. It was like that. I cut it, and I'm going to put this in here and this in here, and I'm going to braze that up, and then I'm going to cut this here and put a Schrader fitting here, and then I'm going to repipe this down to here. This looks like it got a little damaged, but that's how far I'm in right now. But yeah, we got that big compressor in there. Okay. Good. The heat up on top, it draws the solder up to it. remove it. It should be good. Okay, I bent this tubing. I just brazed that joint, and I'm going to braze this joint now fast. I got too much nitrogen going. There's oil in the line, and I'm blowing nitrogen through it to get that smoke out, so we don't end up with a lot of carbon inside of it. Pipe's still hot. Put this dryer filter in here. It was a pain in the butt to repipe it. I mean, I just had to do a little bit of piping, but still, it's a pain. I gotta braze it up now. Forgot to turn the nitrogen on. Okay, dryer filter time. I'm going to solder this in so that when I change this compressor in a month, I can change the dryer filter again easily. You don't want to use too much heat with solder. This is number 8 Stay Bright with yellow flux on it. And you want to heat the top up because you want to draw the solder up into the joint, not flow down to the bottom and out. And find the flux. It always happens. It rolls away when you reach for it. You want to heat the collar up. You want the solder to get drawn into it. You don't want to put too much on there, because you don't put too much on there, you'll fill the joint right up. I don't ever want to do that again. Done it enough times. Solder flows very easy, so you got to be a little bit careful. But there's a silver solder. It's 8% silver solder. And now it's easy to take this dryer off and change it. It's a 5-minute job instead of 35-minute job getting this thing out and rebrazing it, and what a pain that was. And I gotta put the screw back in here. Okay, time for a vacuum now. Okay, I measured my polyester oil into the can to about where the amount I took out. And this is a thermal pump, thermal engineering oil pump. We had a lot of them over the years, and I'm going to pump the oil back into the compressor right now. So let's... The oil's going right into the compressor. Remember, my father had one of these pumps and he got upset. My younger brother John uses his refrigeration pump to pump oil into his car. to his car engine. Dad wasn't too happy about that. At this point, if I do get air in the line, I'm going to pull a vacuum on it, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so we empty the thing out pretty good. I just changed the oil in the compressor. It's the day before 4th of July. I just got a call. A guy's beer cooler is out. And I might have to go there tomorrow morning. Okay, I'm pulling a vacuum on it now. Got the dryer installed. Took the dryer from in there, moved it over there. Got the high side piped, the suction line piped. I've got two meters on it just to show the difference different parts of the system, the high side, discharge side, and the low side of the compressor. They're fairly close. I noticed on another job that they different parts of the system pull into a vacuum a little bit differently. So I just figured I'd see how this does. Hopefully the vacuum gauges are both accurate. I'll have to check that one of these days. But it's in the vacuum now. It's pumping down. Now what I have to do is, I got my CO2 tank. I'm going to blow the dust out of the condenser. And then I have to just wire it up. And there's it's funny, the transformer's still on inside, and the contactor's still pulled in, but the voltage is off. So it's all right. Let me blow the condenser out. My amperage is 617 amps. It's set for 22. Pulled the vacuum on it, charged it up, changed the dryer filter, repiped it. My temperature difference is 26, 27 degrees inlet and outlet. Got some warm air coming out, feels good. My superheat's 15.8. Suction is 64. Head pressure is 260. T1 is 56. Evaporator's 40. It's warm in there, probably drop even a little colder than that. Let's see. But that old compressor is actually running pretty okay. Sounds smooth. We'll just have to see how it does, you know. I told him I expected it to last about a week or a couple of weeks. He said he's going to go online and buy a whole new unit if that happens, you know. So we'll see how that is. I told him it'll last a week or a couple of weeks. Watch, it'll last another 10 years. It's already 7 years old, or 8 years old, the compressor. Well, later guys. That's it for today.